When society has abandoned you, it completely shapes your worldview.
We have this situation in an area of the country that you are obviously very familiar with, Puerto Rico. We have had Hurricane Maria, that earthquake last year. I want to ask you two questions. I want, to the extent that you can, I would like you to speak to the conditions in Puerto Rico right now, this administration's response to those conditions, and what it says about us that we can kill 250,000 people and spend $6 trillion and have the response that we've had to Americans.
I think in terms of the physical impact on Puerto Rico, I think that's something that many of us either know or can imagine, that there was never any recovery from the infrastructure damage in Hurricane Maria, which was primed and positioned for thousands of people to die because of the Promesa Act, which has basically promised any investment generated by the island goes to Wall Street before it goes to our schools, before it goes to our hospitals, which just kind of primed the infrastructure for an intense amount of destruction after Maria, and the earthquakes, of course, exacerbated that. But I think the story that's not told is the impact on our collective psyche on the island. No one believes that the United States treats us as full citizens, because the United States doesn't. And there's almost kind of an apocalyptic mentality. That earthquake hit, and my own family, it's like they had all of these emergency backpacks ready to go with torches and MREs and rations, because they knew that no one was going to come. And that's the psyche. And to know that a society does not care for you has a profound impact on one's psyche. And it's true. And whether it's in Puerto Rico, or whether it's the Bronx, whether it's Baltimore, or whether it's in any number of communities, when society has abandoned you, it completely shapes your worldview. And also, in terms of my own family, my grandfather died right in the wake of Maria. And my grandmother is now there. She's oxygen dependent. And when the power goes out, we don't know what's going to happen to her every time. And so that instability, which is a similar kind of instability when you don't have health insurance, when your family can't afford insulin, when these basic tenets of human dignity are not afforded for certain people. Yet you see the United States Congress approve the largest military budget in years when we're not even at war, allegedly. It tells you that the destruction of humanity is a higher priority than the preservation and advancement of humanity.
I saw you use the term colonial.
Yes.
In reference to America's our relationship with Puerto Rico. Why would you use that term?
Well, Puerto Rico is a colony of the United States. People, they are subjects. When you are part of a country, and especially one that calls itself a democracy, and you do not get to vote or have any say and your referendums on status, whether it's for independence or statehood, you can have referendum after referendum. No one's listening to you anyway. So you don't have a right to self-determination. You don't have a vote in the actual, and you don't have any federal voting representation at all. You are a subject. And a country with subjects is a colonial empire.
That's actually quite profound, because if you extend that out to include, say, something like mass incarceration, right?
Absolutely.
if you extend that out, to include something like voter suppression,
That's exactly correct.
you start to understand, how that taint, of colonialism includes, much more than, a place that, too many Americans regard as distant, even though it's America.